Here we go. Welcome back. We're in the third section of the ILFL Soccer Night show. Did I say it was an award-winning channel that we're on? Listen, can we just try something here? I'm going to show you the Premier Division results from last week's ILFL and Charlotte Otis Veterans Summer League, and here they are in all of their black and green. It's Aberhanie Vets who beat Weavers by 1-0. Bromley beat Bowman Masters by the same result. Sire beat Tower Hamlets by 5-1. Maybe no surprise there, and maybe no surprise London Tigers beating Stepney by 2-1. Into the first division, three results there. Revive beat 2-0, beat Refsey Redbridge, by 2-0, reviving their own fortunes, if you like. Mostyn went down by 2-0 to the Bernardo Legends, and St Catherine's Vets beat the Riverside Vets by 3-1. And what does that all mean? Well, this is what it means. Tigers are now 7 points clear with 3 games to play. They've only got to get a win this week, and that's it. They are the Premier Division champions without defeat, and that is something I'm sure at the beginning of the season is what they set out to do after failing so many times previously. Aberhanie are chasing, but don't think it's going to happen. At the other end, you can see Weavers and Tower Hamlets Vets. If they don't do something, well, Tower Hamlets Vets are down, it looks like, anyway. Into the first division, more of the same. St Catherine's Vets are 7 points clear of the Bernardo Legends. And again, with being 7 points clear with 3 games to go, they win one more fixture, and then they are the champions. Nanu, that is basically what it is, isn't it?
That is, yeah. I mean, interesting pattern, really. You know, I mean, this week we could see, 2 titles being won by 2 different teams in 2 different divisions. So it's not too early in the season. It's really late in the season as well. Pretty much, there's only 3 games left for each of the teams to play. So this is what we kind of expected. We didn't expect, a team to come in and play about 9 or 10 games and say, yeah, we've won the title. It's almost right to the end.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty much gone to the end.
Yes. Just looking at some of the results from the Prem division, I'm actually quite surprised that Aberhanie Vet won against Weavers.
Really?
1-0. I am, because they've lost a lot of players recently. And they've made some sort of changes to the team structure. And actually, they've done quite well, and I think they've probably won more games since they've lost the players than they did ever before.
But Aberhanie have always done that. They just find a way of winning, even if it is just by the 1-0. That's them. That's their trademark. They can stamp that on the back of their shirts at 1-0 to the Aberhanie, isn't it?
Aberhanie probably has one of the sort of the oldest, the most experienced management structure in both of the divisions, and the guy actually comes every week from a distance, and he's there always on time, popping up the team and making sure that everything's fine, and he's never absent. He's always there, so it shows a lot. With that kind of determination, a team wouldn't be able to succeed. Bromley and Bowman Masters, Bromley won this time. As mentioned, those 2 teams, I say every season, they're pretty much the same style of play, the same. They always get similar type of results. Bowman would 1-0, and then Bromley the other week would win again, 1-0. So there's not much difference. With London Tigers and Stepney, that pretty much sums up the actual results. Tigers have actually capitalised on other teams' failures. For instance, Tower Hamlets not doing very well. They've lost all of their players. I mean, if you saw Tower Hamlets a couple of seasons ago, it would have been a completely different team.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And a team like Tigers have actually capitalised on that. I shouldn't take anything away from Tigers. They have won all of the games, pretty much. They haven't lost a single game at all this season, so they've worked really hard, so lots of credits to them. Sire, another team. They always a flaky start to the beginning of the season. Right to the end of the season, they seem to be doing really well. So it's one of those teams that I keep mentioning every season. If they had won the first 3 games, they'll probably go on to win the title. But that never happens. They always lose the first 3 games, and then they're always playing a catch-up. Looking at the first division, St Catherine's, they have a team that they never had last season. It's the team that they should have come on the Premier Division. If they had the team in the Premier Division, then they probably would have done something. I mean, to say the least, a team, St Catherine's, they're having some sort of success in the Vets League that they wouldn't have anywhere else, So it just says that, previous glories, those players would have played in the Open Age team, and they would have played for a number of years, and now they're at the Vets League and they're seeing some sort of success. So, it's some sort of inspiration for some of the youngsters that are playing for St. Catherine's right now. They've scored around about 28, 30 goals, which isn't exactly out of the ordinary.
But they've done enough.
But they've done enough, and I think they've done more than enough. Like I said, it's a completely different team. Previous season, everybody knew that St. Catherine's did probably belong in the Premier Division because they were the next best team from the First Division, but nobody actually thought that they would actually go on to succeed. But next season, I'm sure they will get promoted, and when they do, they'll be a very dark horse.
Well, do you know what, Jim? They're up against your boys this Thursday.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, do you know, I'm just wondering, sometimes there's a motivation for a team to say, let's be the ones that spoil the party. Is that what it is at the Mostyn camp? It
happened last year. We end up playing, I think, the last 2 games. One, I think, was against Stepney, who had to beat us to win the league. And in our last 2 games, I think we drew with Stepney, and I can't remember, it was Bondu, I think, beat us 1-0, I think, to win the league. So we had a tough finish then, but for me, they are the standout team of the First Division. They play football the right way. They don't complain about anything. They're not on the referee's case. They're very, very quick. They move the ball very quickly as well, so they're very tough to shut down. It's going to be a tough game because we've struggled. Most weeks we've not even had a sub, so it's been very, very tough season for us this year. But I know St. Catherine's know they will not come and get an easy game tomorrow, Thursday I should say. They know that, we know that, we'll give them the best shot. And yeah, it's a feather in our cap if we was to get something out of them, but it's a tough, tough ask, it really is. They're the standout team, I think.
It will be indeed. Here are all of the First Division games on your screen now. Yes, the magic still works. So tonight, as you can see, Riverside play Bowman Masters B. Shadwell Masters go up against Revive. Revive perhaps will want to revive some very slim chance of maybe getting a top 2 finish, as will FC Redbridge on Thursday as well. They're up against the Bernardo Legends, who are looking to cement maybe that second spot. So it's a big game for FC Redbridge, isn't it, Danny?
It's a huge game. I mean, it's impossible to win the title now for FC Redbridge. It's second place.
It's second place.
Now, yeah. And Bernardo are in pole position to do that. And
so if they don't get this, if Redbridge don't get this result, is it all over?
It's probably all over. And Redbridge have to win by a good margin as well, because there's quite a few goal difference as well in the mix. So FC Redbridge already under pressure. Bernardo's are already in pole position, but who knows? I mean,
who knows? Who knows? I mean, if you can find that early season form, who knows what could happen? I mean,
it's 40 minutes of playing,
Exactly. It's 40 minutes of football, Vets football, you never know. In the Premier Division, here are the 4 games that are going to be taking place this Thursday in the Premier Division. They're up on your screen for you right now. Abahani take on Bowman. I lied, they're not on the screen. London Tigers Vets take on the Weavers Vets. Sire take on Bromley. Tower Hamlets take on Stepney. Can Weavers do anything to spoil the London Tigers party? There is always that chance with Weavers.
There is. You have to say Weavers have seen some success later on in the season because they've had some new players coming in, and there's some pretty good players as well. They can defend quite well as well. But who knows? Tigers coming in with all that confidence.
I think the London Tigers won't want to spoil their record. They will come. They're coming with intent. They won't want their record spoiled. But let's see what happens. It's all happening Monday night tonight. Like I said, after the show, get yourselves down there to one game at Stepney, and then on Thursday it's the remaining games taking place at Mabley Green. I'll be there, so it'll be good to see you down there this Thursday. We're coming to the end of the show, so let me start from this end and start with the boys of Walthamstow. Your next game this Sunday is against
Bowman Youth.
Bowman Youth. Looking forward to it?
Yeah, always.
Always. You look
Any
forward to
challenge.
You've got a lot of boys on the side. I said earlier in the show, you've got a lot of guys on the sidelines, all looking very happy and all very relaxed. I'm sure it maybe, if things weren't going so well, it might be a little bit different, but you've got a lot of support. Apart from the supporters you've got on the side, tell us about who backs the team, who gets you guys where you are. And
We had a long-term sponsorship from when we started from PC Foods UK. It's a family that sponsored us, how many years is it coming up to? 25 years, I think it's the
Wow,
anniversary.
that's great
Yeah,
sponsorship, isn't it?
it's the anniversary this year. That's why we changed the kit. We went to the old original type colours and everything. So yeah.
They've Punjab Caterers, to Munne and Shabir, who run the company, Shabir are managers, Red Star, in the mornings, and Munne's played for the club since its inception, so they're very much part of the family and they sponsor us. And also I think a big shout out goes to Danny himself, Nissa, or Wax, who've also who've all played for us now, the coaching staff, and they put in a lot of work in pre-season to get us firstly into shape for the season, then they worked a lot on tactics, formation, strategies. So a lot of the credit goes down to them for drilling us into shape so we were ready for the season to get the results that we have got so far.
Do you know what you said amongst all of that stood out and made my eyes light up a little bit more than anything else? Was the fact you said it's 25 years, you're sponsored by a food company. 25 years tell me it's anniversary, celebration. That always tells me lots of food, chairs around the table. Remember who I am, all right, when you're inviting people for that 25th year.
More than welcome. More than welcome.
Listen, you guys have been good and you're a great addition to the league. Thank you very much for coming in this evening. I like you guys. You speak very well. You'll come back on the show at some time, yeah?
Yeah, more than welcome.
We'll be very, very happy to have you. Nanu, thanks very much again for wrapping up the vet. See, Jim, looking forward, and I say it when you're here and when you're not here, looking forward to what Lotus do in the Prem Division as well. Maybe even a cup run, who knows. That's it. My thanks to you guys for watching everything that goes on in the show. Don't forget, it's because you guys watch that makes us an award-winning channel. Not the show, it's the channel. So everybody from Bristol to Brisbane, from Delhi to Derby, people are watching us from all over. I'm gobsmacked at what they say. So you could be watching us, I don't know, hiding under the bed sheets 4 o'clock in the morning on your little laptop or whatever, or you could be watching us at home right now here in East London. It is time for us to go. My thanks to everybody who's been up here on the stage with me. My thanks as always to the guys behind the screen who make this show possible for you to watch us every Monday night on the ILFL Soccer Night shows. So from me, the boys, and all the crew, it's good night until next week. Good night.